Let me start out with just saying, first, thank you. Secondly, who we are. I am the interim director. Our longtime director, Dr. Wesley Bissett, who a lot of people remember his name or knew the vet team under his name, recently retired. So I'm the newly minted interim director for the vet, but I'm also the longtime teaching lead. In other words, the person that leads the classroom part of what the vet team does. And so let me just give you a little more background about that. So the vet team was formed in 2009 after Hurricane Ike. At the request of the state, we realized at that point that there wasn't a team that could respond to disasters on behalf of animals. So like we know that communities have veterinarians and animal control people and animal shelter people that will all help and be mobilized in a disaster. But sometimes the disaster overwhelms all of that, right? Mm-hmm. There's too many animals impacted, or the sheltering needs are too great for the folks in the community to be able to do it all by themselves. And so the state of Texas asked Texas A&M University to create a veterinary emergency team, the vet, that's us. And so that happened all the way back in 2009. Early on, we were basically just a deployment team. So I had a day job. I worked in the small animal clinic here at Texas A&M. I'm a small animal vet. Dr. Bissett was a large animal vet. He worked in the large animal clinic, and then we deployed if something happened. That was us early. And then about 4 or 5 years into us being a team, and we had just gone to the Bastrop fire, a pretty big fire over in Bastrop. And we started to realize that deployment was really important, but that we were losing or missing, I guess is the right word, an opportunity to help teach future veterinarians how to help their communities, plan so that when a disaster happened, everybody kind of had already thought about it a little bit ahead of time. It's always better if you have a plan. The plan might change in the middle of it, but if you've got a plan, things tend to go more smoothly. You know where people need to be. You know where animals need to be. You know some things. And on the animal side of things, that was kind of haphazard. Some counties were really great. Some counties didn't have so much of a plan. Some counties had experience. Some didn't have any experience. And so we started thinking about how do we help when we're not deployed? And so we created this teaching rotation for fourth-year veterinary students. And that started in earnest in 2013. And in 2014, we developed this plan to take veterinary students around the state of Texas when they're on our rotation. So every 2 weeks, we have a new rotation. And so we partner with a county, and we take the rotation to that county. And the county people who want to make a plan but might need help with it, now we come in and help them create that plan. And so that's what we were doing in Lupkin for Angelina County on this rotation. They had invited. We don't go anywhere without an invitation. We've been doing this long enough now that counties have started to realize that this is a very nice resource. We don't charge people to do this. It's kind of a partnership. I get to teach my students, and we help you write a plan. It's a really great service learning project, if you will. And so Angelina County contacted us several months ago, actually. We're scheduled out about 6 months now. There are so many counties that want to see us. We're scheduled out about 6 months. They contacted us several months ago and said, we'd like to get on the schedule. And so this rotation was coming over to meet with the folks on their animal branch. So every county has a group of people called the animal branch or the animal committee. And so all of the folks in the room yesterday were part of that committee. They're typically the emergency managers, the animal control, the agrilife, all of the different animals, right? It's large and small. It's not one species or another. And so the purpose of yesterday's meeting was kind of a get to know you. We come in and we meet everybody and we talk about what they've done in the past. What have you done for animals in the past? What kind of plans do you need? Do you need evacuation plans? So counties like Lufkin they're an evacuation county, right? People coming off of the coast. Or do you just need a disaster plan? So like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, we were up in Granbury in Hood County. and they don't have a need for an evacuation plan necessarily, but they sure have to worry about fires and tornadoes and things like that. And so, so it was kind of interesting because Angelina County and the folks in Lufkin actually need both. You know, you need a disaster plan because they can be hit by hurricanes, but they also can have fires, or they can have floods, or they could just be needing to help people that are evacuating. So we're helping them with both of those kinds of plans. And it's all going to be centered around their expo center, which is a really nice, beautiful facility to house animals in. And so our job then becomes to go to that facility. So we did that yesterday after the meeting, get measurements, look at the spaces, look at places, and try to figure out the best way to house dogs and cats and horses and cattle in a disaster situation. Not the fair, you know, everybody knows, well, we can do this in a fair. That's what makes fairgrounds great. You know, animals can go there. But in a fair, this is like a one-day event, right? You come, you do your thing, and then you go. In disasters, a lot of times the animals come without their owners, right? Somebody found the cow on the road. Somebody found the horse running loose. Somebody found the dog next to the house that fell down, whatever. Those animals need to go to a location to be safely housed, to get care if they need it, if they're injured. And that way, everybody in the community knows where to go if they're missing an animal to get reunited with that animal. And also, it's a safe place for them to be until people that may have lost their home can find a new home to where they can take their animals to. So the whole process is about preparing each county and each community in the event something bad should happen to take care of the animal parts of their community, not the people. That's not our job, but we help the people by helping their animals have a safe place to go.